Hey there, folks. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic: alien abduction in Puerto Rico's mountain range. Now, I know this might sound a bit out of this world, but bear with me, because the story is quite intriguing. According to reports, there have been sightings of alien abductions in the mountain range of Puerto Rico. This is reminiscent of the Brown Mountain Lights in North Carolina, where 27 people disappeared, presumably abducted by aliens. What's even more intriguing is that these abductions are said to be happening aboard Black Triangle UFOs, similar to the Brown Mountain Lights. These mysterious lights have been observed in the Puerto Rico mountain range, according to Control. Now, here's where things get really interesting. This particular race of aliens, standing at a whopping 12 feet tall, is said to be a race and needs our DNA for cloning purposes. So, what do you think? Is there any truth to these alien abduction stories? Or is it all just a fascinating urban legend? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more intriguing content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
This is an incredible video, guys. No kidding. This is some sort of a triangle ship parked in the sky, so it had to be anti-gravity because it's not moving, wasn't making any sound. You're going to see a bright light up right there, forming a triangle here in just a couple of seconds. Right there, very bright light, possibly towards the front of that craft, parked above northeastern Pennsylvania. Here's an instant replay of that moment when the light got very bright, and it even created a lens glare on his recording device. Right there, those are actually lens glares on his camera lens. That wasn't anything up in the sky because of that very bright light. But you can clearly see what looks like a triangle shape in the sky. You're even going to see a beam of light down here at the bottom move off towards the right. See it right there? There was definitely something up in the sky above northeastern Pennsylvania on the night of September 19th of 2023, and I think it was some sort of a large triangle craft. And right here's the shape of that object that was once again parked above northeastern Pennsylvania.
One of the biggest mysteries in Appalachia was the Brown Mountain Lights. In 1912, reports of odd lights appearing on the horizon of Brown Mountain in North Carolina started to come in. These lights supposedly showed up at the same time every night and would show up in the night sky as red-tinted lights dancing over the mountains. These lights began to terrify locals, as no one had an explanation for why they popped up the same time every night in the same spot over Brown Mountain. Even though no official reports of the Brown Mountain Lights had been recorded before 1912, interviews with longtime residents say that the lights had been showing up in the sky since the time of the Civil War, maybe even before. In 1913, the U.S. Geological Survey sent D.B. Sterrett to Brown Mountain to investigate. He traveled to Lovin's Hotel, just west of Brown Mountain. He had the perfect spot to overlook the Catawba Valley and see these lights. While investigating, Sterrett heard that the lights lit up the sky every night around 7:30 and 10 p.m., and they were on time every time. After experiencing the lights himself, he concluded that the lights were coming from trains in the area and were somehow being refracted into the sky. He cross-checked known train schedules and confirmed his theory. The Brown Mountain Lights were indeed train lights in the valley beyond. So that was that. For a few years at least. A few years later, in 1916, there was a flood that stopped all trains in the area. The owner of the Lovin's Hotel, and locals as well, swore that the lights continued to shine every night though there were no trains running. So the USGS sent George Mansfield back to Lovin's Hotel in 1922 to re-observe the phenomenon. Mansfield brought with him an alidade telescope, which allowed him to measure where these lights were actually coming from. Over the next few nights, he observed the lights. His explanation was similar to the first study. Mansfield said that the lights were coming from trains, brush fires, and car headlights in the valley. So again, the official USGS report was that these lights were man-made in nature, and the case was closed. In 2014, Appalachian State University did its own research into the lights by setting up cameras over Brown Mountain. In over 6,300 hours of data, they could not find any evidence of unexplained lights. If you want to see the Brown Mountain lights for yourself, you can try to see them at mile markers 301 and 310 on the Blue Ridge Parkway, as well as the Brown Mountain Overlook near Jonas Ridge.
Have y'all ever heard of the Brown Mountain Lights? The Brown Mountain Lights are a mysterious phenomenon reported over the Brown Mountain Range, which is in western North Carolina and Appalachia. So they're described as dancing orbs that can move or float above the ridge. It can appear in many colors, mostly white, red, blue, or like a yellow tint. They hover, disappear, and then reappear again. They're most often seen on clear, warm summer evenings shortly after dark. The lights have been investigated 3 times by the United States government, countless times by private groups, and they're often studied by the students at Appalachia University. They were even featured on an episode of X-Files in 1999. A U.S. Geological Survey was conducted in 1922, which determined that the orbs were caused by distant headlights and brush fires. Several similar studies conducted over the last century have all concluded in equally unexplainable explanations. Some of the earliest reports may have came from the Cherokee and Catawba tribes, early settlers, and Civil War soldiers. According to Cherokee legend, around 1200 AD, a great battle was fought between the Cherokee and the Catawba at Brown Mountain, and the mysterious lights are from the maidens still searching for their men who were lost during the battle. Have any of y'all ever experienced this mysterious phenomenon? If so, let me know in the comments. I gotta know. Now I want to drive to Brown Mountain in North Carolina before summer ends to see if I can see the Brown Mountain light.
This is the legend of the Brown Mountain Lights, located in Burke County, North Carolina, in the Pisgah National Forest, which is roughly about 60 to 70 miles away from Asheville, North Carolina. And I know I look rough. I was catching sheep up on the mountain to bring home during a rainstorm. All right, let's go on. These lights have been reported on Brown Mountain for years. It even dates back to 1910 when it was first documented, but word of mouth says that it was way before that they have been witnessed. These lights are covered in legends. There's sayings that they're ghosts, they're spirits, they're even aliens, but there's one that stands out the most between the Cherokee and the Catawba Indians, where there was a war between the two, and the lights are said to be the maidens that are going out and just searching for their loved ones that passed away during this battle. Another story about the ghost is that there's a search party going out to look for this woman and her child that had been unalived. And in the early 1900s, people thought they were aliens, and some even thought that they were linked to abductions. There was even an X-File episode based on these lights. These lights have been investigated by multiple investigators, private investigators, even the U.S. government have investigated it 3 times, and including the Appalachian University students. Many scientists have tried to explain what these lights are with bioluminescence, brush fires, train lights, car lights, and, well, there's a lot more. Newly electrified homes, reflectors, flashlights, you name it, they have an answer for it. Are you in the area and feeling really curious and you want to see these lights yourself? Well, you sure can try. There are 2 places that are said to be the best places to look, and that's Wise Man's View and Brown Mountain Overlook on North Carolina 81. If you'd like to do your own research on these lights, there are plenty of sites you could do so on. There's tons of books out there as well, and even a song about the lights. If you like this video, hit the like button, comment if you want more like this, y'all. This is a place that you can absolutely visit and try to witness these lights yourselves. And follow me for more paranormal stories.